Be right back.
Give me. These yours?
Here we go. All right, welcome everyone to Saturday Night Live Life Recovery. We're glad you're here. We may be doing things a little differently tonight, but we'll let you know what the plan is when we find out. So, other than that, we're getting ready to get started. So, I'm glad you're here on the internet. Life recovery, what is that all about? Life is messy. That means we all need to work through life. That means we all then have to go through some form of recovery process. And if you've done any work yet in your recovery process, whether it's formally or informally, you've probably found out that it's pretty much as hard to do by yourself. God has created humans for relationship with Him and relationship with others. So to recover, really one of the most strategic moves we can do is be connected with a group. Really it starts with your family. Try to have the family you can, but sometimes particularly with obsessive compulsive issues or addiction issues, that usually we've already strained those relationships until we get restored, recovered, and so we have to find another group to kind of help us to bridge the gap, and that's so important, to find a healthy group, not an unhealthy group, because we've already been in those, right? So we need to find healthy groups to help us to get on the healthy path. So anyway, tonight, let's get on, but welcome everyone. Tonight we're starting step 8. This is the 8th month. This is the second day of the 8th month. So that means that's the reason why we're doing step 8, because we do the step in relationship to the month that we're in. This is the 8th month, so 8th step. 8th step is we made a list of all persons we have harmed and became willing, that's so important, became willing to make amends to them all. So now this is not talking about making amends, this is talking about getting ready, getting prepared to address those people that we've hurt or harmed. And so we're making a list. We're starting that process. It's just the beginning. And that's the way the steps work. It's usually a preparation step and then an action step. Preparation, action, because you have to get prepared before you take action, right? That's pretty simple, huh? Yeah. Yes, Doug, you're right about that. Thank you very much.
Yes.
So anyway, tonight we're going to be talking about making restitution out of Exodus 22:10 through 15. And Tommy's going to be teaching it, so he picked it out, right, Tommy? You picked this out?
Yes.
All right. And again, this is really a fundamental key of our starting to help ourselves come through to that recovery process. Recovery is not just getting sober. Recovery is about making an internal change. Change in thinking, change in heart, change in attitude, changing in behavior. Okay? But the behavior comes around when we change that heart and that mind. Does that make sense? You can stop the behavior of the addiction, but you can only do that with willpower, and it only works as long as you got willpower. And how many of us know that willpower runs out, particularly when you get into an overwhelmed or stressful moment? So that's when that is a serious opportunity for relapse. Hello?
Yep.
Okay, just checking to see if I was on the right page. I didn't know if I was speaking right or not, so I had to get it checked. So anyway, tonight we're going to be talking about making restitution. And I think it's really good. I've got, again, like I always do, I've got a bunch of information. The sheet back here in the back, I've got one back by the offering container, and so actually with this first question on here, what does making restitution mean? So that's my question to you. Yes, Mr. Tommy.
Making restitution means taking action to repair the harm you caused
Wait a
to
second.
someone else.
Taking action to repair the harm.
The harm.
Okay, that's what we're looking at right here, right? So we call that cleaning up our mess. Would you agree with that statement? Yeah. And we all have messes that we have to clean up. And how do we feel when we have those messes out there?
Messy.
Messy, okay.
Not so
Guilty.
Guilty, good, Bobby.
Shame.
Ashamed, yes, yes. So we're talking about trying to change how we feel about our life and the world and what's going on, because we are cleaning up our messes. Have you found that out, that works? And that's basically what restitution is, or making amends, okay? So that's so go ahead, Tommy. Won't you start over again? I won't interrupt you this time, but I just thought I wanted to, well, actually I put that in a box, so I wanted to touch that.
Making restitution means taking action to repair the harm you caused to someone else, especially when your actions resulted in loss, damage, or pain. It's not just about saying sorry, but doing what you can to make things right.
So what do you think about that statement? It's not just about saying you're sorry. You got any thoughts on that, Tommy?
Well, it's taking action in your life and changing things so you don't act that way anymore.
Right.
Or go and treat someone else the same way.
So I guess let me ask the question in a different way. Just saying you're sorry, does that make restitution?
No.
No.
I like that you're using the term restitution, because that's a big difference from me.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about you all, for me, there was oftentimes financial
Right.
involved.
Right.
And that's what restitution
Right.
is.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I'm sorry I stole $3,000 from you, but yeah. Well, yeah, okay, so where is it? Yeah. Can you forgive me?
And so sorry is one thing, but it's not just saying you're sorry is not restitution, right? True?
Yep.
Right? And so that's what that definition just said. But doing what you can to make things right, right? Doing what you can. You may not be able to do everything that you think you should do, but you can do something. And the big thing of it here is not just about making the restitution, it's about changing you. It's a change in you. Does that make sense?
And that takes time to show others.
Yeah. And well, you got to change before they're able to see a difference, right?
Yeah. And not just for a week. They've
Yeah.
seen that over and over.
It's action plus time. That's the formula, right? Okay, so let's see. Making restitution, doing your part to restore what was lost or broken. That's what restitution's about. Okay, how does making restitution tie together or connect together with step 8? Robert?
Well, like you were saying earlier, this is the preparation stage. Before we make restitution, we need to know exactly who we need to make restitution to or make amends with. And writing it down can be very eye-opening.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, because we hide a lot of stuff from ourselves, don't we? Because we don't want to see. But when we decide it's time to see, then, and writing it down this is a terminology they use in psychology, it moves from abstract to concrete. Because now it's in black and white. In other words, it's written down.
And that's where we have to, what I was talking about, where we have to face that guilt and shame, get past that.
And again, this is, step 8 is just about coming to that, getting prepped or prepared to make that amends. This is the beginning of the process, okay? And it is a process, okay? It's a little at a time, sometimes. So,
I got another thought.
shoot, man.
And as we're making this list, we need to think about our willingness towards those people.
Yes.
And we might be starting to write a name down and say, wait a minute, I'm not sure I'm willing to make amends with that person. Well, then we got some work to do on the inside still, because this is supposed to be a list of all persons we have harmed.
Right.
And if we're not willing, that's part of the step, became willing to make amends to them all. So if we find some names there that we're not quite willing to do that with, then maybe we need to dig deep inside and work on our willingness also.
Yeah, down there on the worksheet there, underneath the step 8 and the connection to our topic, making restitution, I've got it in yellow down there. It talks about if you're not yet willing, step 8 invites, step 8 gives you an invite to prayer and inner work to help you to become more willing. In other words, that's part of the processing to help us. You know, we talked here a few weeks ago, if you want something, then you need to ask for it. And that asking is actually the process of us getting ready to receive it, which is this willingness we're talking about here, that we're talking about. So this step 8 is, and making restitution is where we're going through the process, and it's where you honestly look at the damage that you've caused in relationships, okay? And relationships, we don't understand how important relationships are until we destroy them all. Do you know what I'm saying? I guess you don't. So, and that's emotional relationship, financial relationship, physical relationship, spiritual relationships, and get ready in your heart to take responsibility, because we have to make amends. We have to get ready in our heart to go through this process. And that's what step 8 is about. And I'm going to read it one more time, and then we're going to go read all the steps. John's going to read the steps for us. Step 8 is, we made a list of all persons we have harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. We're not making amends this month, okay? We're just getting ready, okay? We're building the list. We're getting willing. We're processing, right? Yes? Okay. So, come on down, John.
We admitted that we were powerless over our problems and that our lives had become unmanageable. Step 2, we came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Step 3, we made a decision to turn our wills and our lives over to the care of God. Step 4, we made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. Step 5, we admitted to God, to ourselves, to another person, and to another human being, that the exact nature of our wrongs. Step 6, we were entirely ready to give to have God remove these defects of character. Step 7, we humbly ask God to remove our shortcomings. Step 8 is where we're at tonight. We made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. Step 9, we made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. Step 10, we continued to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. Step 11, we sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God, praying only for knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry it out. Step 12, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of all of these steps, we tried to carry this message to others and to practice these principles in all of our affairs. Back to step 8 where we're at tonight, we made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. Does anybody need a bracelet?
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Do I have that?
Willie has it. It's up there.
List up here?
Somewhere.
It's probably in a clear folder.
Here it is. Here at Saturday Night Live, we acknowledge clean time with colorful bracelets. This clean time isn't from just drugs and alcohol, but for whatever keeps us in bondage. Drugs, alcohol, anger, gambling, food addiction, lying, cheating, stealing, pornography, sex addiction, cutting, you fill in the blanks. We have white bracelets for today or less than 30 days. We have orange for up to 30 days.
So 17 weeks.
We have green for 60 days. We have maroon for 90 days. We have blue for 6 months. We have yellow
And she wants a 90.
for 9 months.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
We have glow in the dark for a year. We have gray for 18 months. We have black for 2 or more years. We have silver for 5 or more years. We have gold for 10 or more years. And back to
How many?
white
Which
bracelets.
one?
90 today.
90 days?
We have white bracelets for just today, up to 30 days, less than 30 days. And we also have workbooks and a Life Recovery Bible as well, if anybody needs those. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John. Thank you for letting us celebrate clean time with you.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Tommy.
Step 8, making restitution. Bible reading, Exodus 22, 10 through 15. We made lists of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. Dysfunctional family systems tend to affect people in a number of different ways.
Hold on. So what's the definition of dysfunctional family systems?
Dysfunctional family systems are families with unhealthy
Wait a minute,
behaviors.
read that real loud and slowly.
Okay. Dysfunctional family systems are families where unhealthy behaviors, poor communication, or harmful patterns prevent members from feeling safe, supported, or emotionally connected. These families often struggle with issues like control, addiction, neglect, abuse, unrealistic expectations, which create confusion and pain instead of love and stability.
Now, that's not in the workbook. I put that on the sheet back there. Tommy was ahead of me. Congratulations.
Comment
And,
on that.
but they didn't explain it in the workbook, but on the sheet, I have not only that definition, but I have a lot of other material to help support that solution for dysfunctional family systems. And it's talking about, I've got 7 different things on there. You can look at all that. We won't go into all that right now unless unless we got time to kill. We don't know. So anyway, there's a lot of stuff in today's lesson, like always, and we're going to go through it almost line by line and talk about it. And so I think it's a very important step that topic that we don't understand how critical, as I was touching on earlier, how critical of a bind that we put ourselves in. Does that make sense? And until we really do become willing to clean it up. And so hopefully you can help us clear up some of that murkiness.
Alright,
You can do that for us?
I'll work on that, I'll try.
Okay. All right, so what do you think about that definition?
I like it. It really touched on a lot of the areas that made me wonder what happened when I was in my early teen years at home. It's just, we had a dysfunctional family.
So what out of that definition jumped out at you the most? If you need to read it again, I don't think it would be bad for us to do that.
Alright. Dysfunctional family systems are families where unhealthy behaviors, poor communication, or harmful patterns prevent members from feeling safe. The harmful patterns.
From feeling safe. Well, that is a big deal. Feeling safe. Go ahead.
That was the part that stuck out to me.
Okay.
The harmful patterns, for family members feeling safe.
See, it says prevents them from feeling safe.
Yeah.
That's big.
Yes, supported or emotionally connected. These families often struggle with issues like control, addiction, neglect.
What do they mean by control?
You do what I say, or you don't do nothing else. You act and behave the way I tell you.
Okay, that's being controlled.
Yeah.
But what about just, having control or being in control? That would have to do with feeling of safety, right?
Yes.
And feeling the need to try to control their environment by certain coping mechanisms.
Like addiction.
Like addiction, very good.
Yeah.
And obsessive compulsive behaviors.
Yes.
Acting out, right?
Yep. Stealing.
That, yes. All kinds
All
of
kinds of
things.
stuff.
Okay. Neglect,
Abuse.
abuse,
Unrealistic expectations.
unrealistic expectations. What does that mean?
Like, I don't know, telling somebody they need to do something a certain way, knowing that they're not capable of doing that, and then,
Okay.
treating them poorly for that.
Go ahead.
Finish reading it?
Yeah.
Which create confusion and pain instead of love and stability.
Love and stability. So let's back up to the first of that. Just one thing I wanted to point out. It says dysfunctional family system. It's a system, okay? What does that mean, a system?
Everybody plays their part in it.
Okay, there's moving parts. It's like a machine, kind of like, right? And there's this pattern. I'm going to change the word here. This pattern seems to play out in other families of dysfunction. So there's similarities there, and so therefore they're able to call it a system. In other words, it's something that almost, I want to say automatically sets itself up in that dysfunctional family. Any thoughts? Willie, got any thoughts on that?
No. I can't, I've been distracted
Okay.
for a little bit. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, Robert.
I'm not sure I know any non-dysfunctional families.
You got a point there. It's all in a matter of degrees, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think all of us have some form of dysfunction within our family, whether it's our parents pushing us to do well in school. So, like in my family, it was it was a bad deal if you got a B. You know, I mean, you could expect to have a talking to and maybe have the parents sit down with you and help you do some homework to make sure that you are getting the point. And I'm not sure that's totally dysfunctional, but it's just like you said, it's to degrees. But when it gets to the point where we have confusion and pain instead of stability and love, that's when it becomes truly dysfunctional.
That's good. Good point. Good point. Even though this seems like a simple topic, it is really got a lot of depth in it, as far as I'm concerned. So, all right, let's, unless somebody else has another comment. Laura, do you have anything you'd like to say?
Not yet.
Okay. Okay, let's move forward.
Some of us come to see ourselves as irresponsible and some of us come to see ourselves as irresponsible and continually condemn ourselves. Others, you want to stop there?
Yeah. So do you agree or disagree with that statement?
Well, I agree, because like when I was still like having all the behaviors and having to be around all the situations that caused me to feel like I was irresponsible, because I put myself in a lot of those situations, and some of them were brought on. But I mean, I just feel that until I changed what I was doing, nothing got any different.
Okay, good. Now I want you to, there's three different parts here, and the first one here is that we're
Irresponsible.
irresponsible and continually condemning ourselves. That's one. That's kind of like one part of this. Okay, and so go ahead to part number 2.
Others of us tend to admit that we are irresponsible, but excuse ourselves because of all the things we have suffered.
Okay, do you agree or disagree with that statement?
Yeah, I stole the candy bar because I was suffering, yeah. I was homeless and I had no other way.
Okay, that's yeah. And there's a lot of things that we could we tend to admit that we are irresponsible because of because of the way I was raised, how I was raised, where I was raised, you know, how I was mistreated. I've heard people say, well, you know, I use drugs because everybody in my family used drugs, you know, and that could very well be true, but then it can turn into excuse. That's the reason why you continue using drugs,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And so that's you know, we find something to blame our irresponsibility on. Okay, now this irresponsibility here is again, we're talking about making restitution. Okay, so my family believed but my family never paid anybody back. Okay, type thing. So that's I thought that's the way it's supposed to be. You know, you make promises, but you don't keep them, right? Or you know, or you take advantage of people because that's the way I was raised.
Yeah.
I've heard people say things very similar to that, right?
Yeah, I've heard things like, don't steal from us, go steal from them. This is something I heard growing up.
I was going to repeat something that my neighbor told me here sometime back, but I think I better just keep it to myself. Yeah. So anyway, all right, let's go on to the third category.
Okay, still, others of us may not even notice our irresponsible behaviors, but we have recurrent problems with other people because we fail to respect their property.
Okay, let's read that again, please.
Okay, where do I start here?
Just,
Still, is that right there?
yeah, still others.
Still others of us may not even notice our irresponsible behaviors.
Stop right there. So there's some of us that may not even notice that we're being irresponsible.
Because it was taught, so they said it was okay.
And could very well be, you know, but we just don't get it. You know, I had a friend that was in a contracting business, and he would get jobs set up, take money for the jobs, and schedule the jobs, and then schedule some more jobs and take money for the jobs, and schedule more jobs and take money for, with all good intentions, but he never ever did the jobs. And then he had to move away. Well, he didn't have to move away if he'd have taken responsibility and, you know, done it.
Yeah.
But you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And he was trying, I don't think he was really, that was not his basic intention, all right?
All right.
But that's still what he did.
He didn't move away, he ran away.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
He thought he had a thriving business. He thought he had a thriving
Yeah,
business.
yeah, and
Sounds to me like he was doing cocaine.
and he was a good, and he was a very good, likable, and talented individual. He just overpromised and underperformed. And I think he kind of fits into this statement here. So would you read that first part of that line again?
Still others of us may not even notice our irresponsible behaviors.
Go ahead.
But we have recurrent problems with other people because we fail to respect their property.
Okay, and so you know, it's like, why are these people mad at me? Well, you're taking their money and not doing the job. Okay, and you keep having this problem. You know, everybody's mad at me. Well, why are they mad at me? It's because they're asleep and not they're not aware of you know, irresponsibility.
Right.
And it can really slip up on you. And so, hey, how do we handle irresponsibility in situations like this? Usually, if we're irresponsible.
Take responsibility.
No, that's not how we handle it. We lie.
We lie about
We lie about it.
it. Okay.
And it's not my fault.
Yeah, no.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Blame on the materials.
Yeah, they didn't have the right stuff, or you know, it was I gotta wait for the rain to stop, or I gotta wait for the sun to go down, or I gotta, you know, something, right?
Yeah.
I used to know a guy, and I do still know him. In fact, he was at church last week. He did a roofing job in the middle of the summer, but he did it at night with lights.
Smart.
It was dark. I mean, he did it after it was dark.
To avoid the heat.
Do what?
To avoid the heat.
Right, to avoid heat. Because you're up there on a roof, and if it's a 90-degree day, it's 110 or 120 up there.
20 degrees hotter on the roof.
How much?
20 degrees hotter.
20 degrees, okay. And so anyway, I saw him up there, and I thought, what are you doing up there in the middle of the night? Because you know, it's that roofing sometimes can be dangerous, and roofing at night is even more dangerous. But he made a commitment, and he was going to get it done. So anyway, I just thought that up.
He was being responsible.
He was being responsible. Okay, anybody, any other thoughts on these things? I guess it's time for scripture.
And the Bible clearly states in Exodus 22:14, if someone borrows an animal from a neighbor and it is injured or dies when the owner is absent, the person who borrowed it must pay full compensation.
So, any thoughts about that?
Well, I was thinking, that's a lot of responsibility to put on a person because you don't know what would shape the animal was in, maybe.
That's true.
That was just a thought that came to my mind.
Yeah. Anybody else have any thoughts? Robert?
We could just substitute money instead of an animal. If you borrow money and you gamble it away, you're still gonna pay it back.
Yeah.
Yes, we could do that. But if you go ahead and you read the scriptures before this, it talks about, borrowing, if you borrowed it, and the neighbor's not there and something happens to it, if it's attacked by an animal, you have to have the proof that it actually happened, and you go before the judge, and they will settle the dispute. But if you can prove that it was attacked by an animal, but if you but the thing of it is, one of the things is that you borrow an animal and then you say it wandered away, but actually you stole it. And so you have to have evidence, okay? And if they don't have solid enough, the judge will decide in those cases, right? So it's about, but if you borrow an animal and you damage it or hurt it, or you kill it, okay, then you have, that's one of the big things they're talking about, is where you make restitution for that animal. It's just like anytime anybody borrows from me, I said one thing: you bring it back in better, as good as or better shape than it is when you take it off, when you borrow it. And so, and if
Also, I remember back in the Old Testament where the scripture about borrowing a coat, and if you don't return that coat, don't come before the altar with your
gift,
sacrifice
yeah,
until you return that coat.
till you made made it right, amends with someone, and so.
I forget where that is.
Actually, that's in the New Testament. What you're citing there, yeah.
It's in Matthew, ain't it?
Matthew, yeah.
It's right here.
And so, why don't you go ahead and read that?
Step 8 mirrors Jesus' teaching in Matthew 5:23-24. If you are offering your gift at the altar and remember that your brother or sister has something against you, leave your gift, first go and be reconciled to them.
So,
That's what I was talking about.
that's it. See how that works out? Okay, now we're ready for Psalms.
Alright. Psalms 37:21 says, David once wrote, "The wicked borrow and never repay, but the godly are generous givers."
Okay, so, you got any thoughts about that scripture?
I used to be the type of person that only looked out for myself, and it got very lonely because I was always looking for what I could take, and I never really thought I had anything to offer. But I always just looked for what I could take.
So, what do you think? Why do you think that you were that way?
Because I had addictions,
Okay.
and I was suffering from,
And so
trauma.
you thought you deserved it more than the person you was taking it from?
Yes.
Okay. Tommy Mardell's watching. You can say hi, Mardell.
Hamadel.
Hi, Mardell.
Vanessa said hi too, Mardell. Doug says hi too.
I'll say hello.
Everybody say hello, Mardell.
Hello, Margot.
Hello.
So, let's see, where we're at. Okay. All right, go ahead and read the next sentence.
All right. The Bible tells us that it's important to take responsibility for the things we borrow.
You agree or disagree with that?
I
statement?
agree.
All right, go ahead.
We may feel that we are being condemned as chronically evil if we have had a problem with irresponsibility.
Okay, so what does critically evil mean?
Chronically evil, it means that we have repeated the same things over and over again when I constantly take and destroy.
And
What am I?
and actually we've become immoral. At least that's what chronically evil is. And so people can think of us in that way. It's what this statement's saying, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's read the next sentence.
The word translated the wicked really means one who is morally wrong or a person who acts badly.
Okay. Any thoughts?
Well, I can see myself fitting into that from some of the ways I used to live my life.
Okay. Well, and most of us can. And it's not that far past.
No, it's not. It's
You know,
it's still
Could
still
have been just a few
changing.
minutes ago.
Yeah, I'd say it's still changing.
Yeah. Go ahead.
God sees irresponsible behavior as a bad action that can be corrected.
Okay.
I agree.
Now that's where I was. We were heading for. So he sees that this chronically evil, that he doesn't see that way. He sees it as bad behavior that can be corrected.
I agree.
Okay. I didn't even ask you that question yet.
No.
The question is the next. My next question is after the next little sentence.
Okay. He does not see us as hopelessly bad.
Any thoughts? That's my question.
He sees us as his children.
Yeah.
Sees us as
Why, how can he see us if we are extremely irresponsible, and some think that we're chronically evil? How can he see us as, doesn't see us as hopelessly bad?
because a lot of that stuff is behaviors that we learn that can change.
Uh-huh. And he sees our potential,
Yeah.
and he also loves us.
He has grace for us.
Even when we're bad, he loves us.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Yes.
That's what it says in Romans, while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. Right?
Yep.
Go ahead.
Regardless of what we have been through, we are still held responsible to respect the property of others.
What do you think that means?
We're supposed to take into account that that's theirs and not ours, and we need to respect their property.
Okay? Because their property, respecting their property is like respecting them.
Is that, yeah.
Disrespecting their property would be like disrespecting them.
Yes.
Have you ever thought about that before?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay. And because when people disrespect your property,
How do you feel? Oh. I can handle how I feel.
yeah, how do you feel?
I feel like someone crossed the boundary, and I get irritated. I might be frustrated. I might have anger. I might feel sad. I mean, it depends on what property that they disrespected of mine, how I responded.
It's something to think about, right?
Yeah.
Something to think about. Go ahead.
We need to consider those we have harmed by being negligent or irresponsible with the use of their property.
So
So we need to remember those people, so that we can write them down and put them on our
good,
list
good.
and make that step
Good.
forward.
When we change our behaviors, it affects how we behave. Right?
Yes.
And to change our behaviors, we have to change how we feel about things.
How we see things,
Right?
how we relate to things, how we.
And what creates our feelings or emotions is how we think about things. So we have to change how we think about other people's properties and being respectful, not being irresponsible, being responsible, taking responsibility for things, even sometimes even taking responsibility for something that you're actually may not be responsible for. But sometimes you have to say, I'll take responsibility for that. Because that's the right thing to do in this situation. I didn't do it, but I'll be responsible for it.
That's a hard word to say.
That's kind of what Jesus did.
Yeah,
Come to think about it.
yeah.
Anybody got any comments?
I get upset when you yelling at y'all son about it's their style. You touch it. Maybe women every day they do it. Every school they do it. You don't see them.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
So clear talk. BFE just to be there at that time. When you're there, everyone just to be an asshole and say that ain't your brother. Where I do go on. I go through every day. And I'll still pay for it to rent because our phone salvation come out automatically. What if I can do that apartment? And mom, children, giving them the so my mother that my walking that day was unfair. I didn't pay it for like 3-6 months already, and I haven't got to go with it. But it's my brother that pays for it. But I'm from here, lying. I'm not lying. I'm not on my brother. I guess that.
Okay. So what'd you learn from this lesson?
Well, that sometimes restitution requires making a big change in your own life to have to turn around and see things correctly.
Good. So what's your takeaway?
Make better choices so you don't have to find yourself in situations in the future where you're making restitution for something like I could have learned my lesson on already.
Yes, good, good. You prepared those statements. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Tommy.
You're welcome.
I got a quote down here. If you want to start getting ready, we're going to have music in between here. But while Vanessa's coming up, I'm going to read this Benjamin Franklin quote. It says, "The Constitution only gives people the right to pursue happiness. You have to catch it yourself."
Oh, yes. I like that. Catch it yourself.
You have to catch it yourself. Welcome, Vanessa,
Hello.
and the boys.
Well,
Hi,
thank you.
Vanessa.
Hi, guys. Well, Willie, I'll say hi to Willie, and then hello to everyone else.
Hi, Margot. I mean, Vanessa.
A big fine car. I got everything that a woman could want. Well, I got more than I could ask for. I don't have to run around. I don't have to stay out all night. I got a sweet, sweet loving Savior, and He knows how to treat me right. Now my Jesus, He's alright. And my Savior, that He is some kind of wonderful, some kind of wonderful, some kind of wonderful. Now when it's holy and is gone, you know it sets my soul on fire. Oh, when the Spirit lives in me, my whole heart becomes filled with desire. When He wraps His loving arms around me, and that'll have me out of my mind. And when the Spirit lives in me, chills run up and down my spine. My Jesus, He goes right. And He said, "You're some kind of wonder, some kind of wonder, some kind of wonder, got a sweet loving Savior like mine. There's got to be somebody got a sweet loving Savior like mine. Can I get a witness? 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 That my Jesus, some kind of wonderful. About my Savior, some kind of wonderful. About my Jesus, some kind of wonderful. About my Savior, some kind of wonderful. About my Jesus.
Thank you. Everybody's week. We're good?
Good.
All right.
Trust in the Lord, on a strong mountain, they will not be moved.
Thank you. Yeah, well, what I think about the one ago.
How sweet the sound that sings your wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that brought my heart to you, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that day was for the hour I could speak. When we live 10,000 years, that shining as the sun, with no resting to sing that praise, and when first begun. Praise God, 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 praise Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Jimmy. And what was your name?
Thank you, and you're welcome.
Thank you, Vanessa. I'm glad you made it. Thanks
Me
for.
too. Thanks for hunting me down.
Doesn't that make you feel loved though, at least? You can't,
I was like,
you can't just disappear, cause we're gonna hunt you.
I forgot it was Saturday, like honestly.
Congratulations.
Dog you are. It's not that we care, we just need you to sing.
I was.
Yes, we do care.
My dog. I know you guys care.
Hey, doggy love is important.
I
Them doggies need love.
All right. We, for our audience, Vanessa was indisposed for a while,
MIA.
You was MIA.
I was.
and we were worried about her. That's what we're talking about because we couldn't get a hold of her. And so anyway,
Thank you.
so we let the band come in late, and now we're going to finish up with the best part. That's Lori.
Hello. The best part. Well,
Best part is Lori.
I appreciate that.
That's what Willie said.
And you believe him?
Yeah.
That's a first.
He's still coming to church with you.
That's a first.
Don't be talking bad about Willie.
Never. Never would I ever. I could never do that.
Yes. So
So,
we got some questions
I do have
and
questions.
some reflection.
Yes. Left me with more questions than answers. Okay, question number 1. How have I failed to respect the property of others?
Yes.
Well, like you said, I was raised that if you borrow something or use something or go somewhere, I was raised that you leave it better than you found it.
We'll let Mike up to you. There you go.
Still getting used to
There you
microphones. I was raised that you leave something or you return it better than when you got there or you took it. And that's how I was raised. And so that just became me. I've always been a very OCD person as far as like my house cleaning tendencies go. My answer to that right off the bat was no. Because I go over and above and beyond and out of my way to care for all properties, mine and others.
Okay.
To the point where it becomes obsessive, compulsive, and I had to fix everything. And then it started to spiral and get really, really bad. And circumstances in my life started to spiral and get bad. And people that were living in my house did not follow my same standards. And they would destroy stuff. And I would try to fix it, and I couldn't. And then kind of skipping down to number 2 a little bit in
Okay, go ahead.
advance, I would get harmed, I guess, because I was trying to work so hard to keep everything up. And put on the facade. Does that make sense? That everything was good. Because in my head, if everything looked neat and pretty and perfect on the outside, everything was neat, pretty, and perfect on the inside. Even though it wasn't, I had to at least make it look like it was. Because if it looked clean, and if it was clean and neat and pretty, and the bed was perfectly made, and the kitchen was perfectly clean, then it was. Right? No.
Except there's a but in there.
It wasn't, but at least I felt like it was. Or it should have been. So it became just this obsession, compulsion, that I had to fix everything and make everything neat and clean and pretty and take care of everything. And the harder I tried to do that, the worse everything got.
Well, this, what you're talking about here is not really, it's kind of on the other end of the spectrum of,
Yes.
of making restitution.
Yes.
But you
Because-
point out how going to that extreme, that obsessive compulsive behavior
Mhm.
can also be a trying to be so responsible
Yeah.
that you were actually not being responsible of certain things.
Yes, because I didn't do any of that kicking holes in the wall or stuff. Other people did that. I tried to fix it.
Right.
I didn't dare do that because that was wrong. If I did that, oh, the shame and horror. I could never do that. But other people did that, and I'd have to try to fix it because I think we talked about that the last time I was up here. I had to take responsibility and take care of everybody else. It was on me to fix. Even though I didn't do it, I had to fix it for everybody else.
And you know, that was a good thing to do.
Mhm.
But let's just go ahead and play it out. But the rest of the story is to continue to allow that to happen.
It got ugly on the
But
inside.
to continue to allow that to happen is a different area of irresponsibility.
Absolutely.
And so, and that's a little more complex than where we're at right now.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you bringing that up. And how's this tied together with question number 2?
Help me out on that one, Doug. How's it tied in?
Well, you haven't read it yet.
Oh, question number 2. Okay. This one.
Oh, by the way, I didn't put the worksheet on it. I just have a worksheet on it. I didn't put it out for everybody. You got it.
I got it.
Okay.
Thank you for that. I appreciate it. It was very helpful. Yeah. Have I been so harmed or condemned by others that I have avoided responsibility for myself? Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, 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 yeah. Yes. Do I need to input?
That's as clear as mud.
Okay, and can I read what you
Sure.
said?
You can do whatever you want. You're the boss.
This refers to wounds, yes, because physical wounds. I've been. Whew, this is a doozy. Domestic violence survivor. Plenty of physical wounds, which led to mental and emotional wounds. Mistreatment, yes. Abuse, yes. Rejection, yes. Harsh judgment from other people, yes. Because one of the things I'd get beaten for is because the house was too clean. Because it felt like living in a museum or a hotel room. And those are direct quotes, and so I would get physically wounded for that. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. This is the part about okay. Have I allowed the harm or condemnation from others to define me? Yeah, I did allow that to define me, because all of the ugly, hateful, hurtful things that were said to me, I took personally. I took as truth. I accepted. I fully accepted all the slanderous, hateful, malicious things that person said to me. I fully accepted and welcomed and believed. Did that cause me to avoid personal growth? Absolutely, it caused me to avoid personal growth. And in fact, it caused me to stop growing in all areas of everything. I was nothing. I just survived.
Well, you withdrew.
Yes.
Putting words in your mouth. And
Please do.
you withdrew. You
Yes.
went into a shell
Yes.
as a coping mechanism for
Yes.
survival.
Yes, the first year that I lived here in Joplin, I lived here in Joplin for a full year. And I wasn't even allowed to leave my house. I didn't even leave my house for a full year, almost. Especially by myself.
You said you weren't allowed to. Somebody was restricting you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
And so that is, again, this, the question is, do you, you made a statement about believing what other people said about you.
Yes.
And, but you said you did, but I think you just acted like you believed it, because down inside.
At that time, I did believe it.
Okay.
At that time, I did believe it.
So do you now?
No.
Okay, good.
No, not now.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Well, thank God.
Amen.
Because it's because of God. Because God changed all of that. I surrendered to God, ultimately. It was God that changed me and changed my circumstances. I had to put action to it, but ultimately, it was God.
And so, this may be a tough question. Ask it?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Ask.
Positive?
Positive.
Okay, ask 3 times, right?
You did, yes.
And so, you were in this place and you've made some changes, but the question is, I guess there's 2 questions. Were you aware that God was there all along, and I guess really maybe I should ask the first question, was God there all along?
God was there, absolutely, without a doubt. God was there. Had God not been there, I would not be alive. There's no doubt in my mind, if God was not there protecting me, I would have been killed, most likely.
Now, this is
I mean-
could be private information
No,
for you, but well, you don't know the question yet. So, I mean, I'm giving you, you can opt out of answering. But, in extreme cases like that, extreme trauma, oftentimes God gives an individual that's going through the trauma something to help them in the situation. Did he do that for you? And if so, do you know what it is?
When God gave me the courage to do something and the opportunity to free myself, He definitely gave me the courage, because I didn't think I could do it on my own. And God gave me the opening and the opportunity and the courage to make that move.
But
And I did.
before the opening and the courage, there had to have been something before that.
Other than the fact that I knew God all my life. I'd known God. I knew God was there. But during that 2-year time frame that I was going through this, I knew God was there, but I didn't really have a relationship with God during those moments, but I knew He was there. But He didn't leave me. I knew in my head and in my heart, even though I wasn't living for Him like I knew I should be, like I knew I wanted to be, He just never, ever left.
So you had the knowing of it.
Yes. And looking back, there's been little things
Right.
that I can look back to. There's, can I take a bunny trail? Is that okay?
As long as it's not a long one.
Okay, I'll make it short. I was sitting in my rocker on my back porch. My heart puppy, Daisy, had to put her down, gone on about a year ago now. She's a big dog. She weighed about 100 pounds. She was about 10 years old. I'd had her. Just the story of how she came into my life was absolutely amazing. She was with me through all my major health issues. When he would get into one of his tirades, and I knew that his first priority was always to separate Daisy from me. On this one day, he couldn't get Daisy away from me. He got impatient and went to swing on me. Daisy leapt in and took that beating on my behalf. But that day I didn't see it, and it was a doozy of a beating. He beat her, my precious little dog, and she wasn't little, but he beat my dog. But it wasn't until later, when I was preparing to have to put her down, that God said to me, "That dog loved you so much. She willingly took that beating for you. But I loved you so much more. I let my son die for you." And it's just little things like that. Looking back that I can see now that God was always there. He was always there, always with me, even though I didn't see it then, because I was too blinded, I was too broken. I didn't see it then, but I see it now.
Great. Question to the group out here: had any of you ever noticed those divine moments or intervention from God in when you were in your situations? Yes. Yes. Good deal. And like you said, usually we can see them better by looking back sometimes than we can, in the moment. So.
Well, in the moment, I was just a different person, and I say that a lot, because God has changed me totally inside out, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I am a different person than I was then. I can't even recognize who I was.
Well, things, that's the way physical and emotional healing is. It changes us. Let's go to question number 3.
Question number 3, what excuses have I used for not looking at my behaviors? I never even considered looking at my behaviors until I started coming here. I know that, right?
It happens.
It never ever
How about you, Will?
occurred to me.
I never did wrong until I got here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now you know.
Thank you. I went to church. I loved God. I served my family faithfully. I served everyone faithfully. I did the very best I always could. I hate using this word. I really do. I was a victim. Was. No longer am I. But I was. Why? What was wrong with my behaviors? It wasn't me. Why would I look at my behaviors? I never even considered looking at my own behaviors and actions until this program.
Okay. So then, do you have a response to the question?
That was my response. I never thought it was such a thing.
Okay.
But
You indicate now that you see something differently.
Yeah.
So, what do you see now?
Well, now I see that my behaviors weren't all that I thought they were.
Because they were glazed over or shielded with the idea that I'm a victim and I'm doing everything. I'm doing everything okay, and even if I'm not, I'm a victim.
Well, yes and no. The victim mentality did not last long. It really did not. And that one kind of upset me a little bit. God did not allow me to live in the victim mentality. Before I start on that one, I am glad that I am now allowed to look at my behaviors and see them for what they are and accept them for what they are and have the desire to change and fix them.
Good.
I am glad that I'm able to do that and have open eyes.
That even sounds like you're willing.
I am.
Yeah, see,
I am
willing.
because I want to.
Congratulations.
But I guess it was the second or third Sunday here at this church. I was full victim mode. And I was happy to be the victim. I earned my place as the victim. Okay. I dare anybody to tell me I didn't deserve to be the victim. Because I felt I did. second or third Sunday, I can't remember which one, here at the church, Nathan Jones was preaching. That was the first time I'd ever heard Nathan Jones preach. I've not told him this yet. I probably should. He looked at me. I promise you, he looked at me. He probably doesn't remember this, and I doubt if he was looking at me. Felt like he was looking at me. And he said to me, "You are no longer a victim. You're a survivor." How rude of him. How dare him. It upset me. Everything I'd been through. And he tells me I can't be a victim anymore? I earned that right. I deserved that. Now he tells me I can't be a victim, I'm a survivor? That was rude of him. But it only took me about 3 weeks. God working on me, and it only took me about 3 weeks to accept that. And I took it to heart, and those words echoed and echoed and echoed in my head. And every time I started to struggle with the process of everything I had to deal with, I kept hearing, "You are no longer a victim, you are a survivor. You are a survivor, you're a survivor." And then pretty soon I changed it to, "I'm a thriving survivor. I'm a glorious survivor."
Good.
And it was those words. Had I allowed myself to stay stuck in that victim mentality, I might still be stuck in the poor me victim. But God saw to it to use those words and that man to pull me out of that, because God knows my tendency to get stuck and stay there. And I would have just soaked in the victimness and stayed there, because it would have been easy. It would have been so easy. So I don't like the word victim. And I don't like the word victim. I'm a survivor.
Awesome. So, what did you learn from this lesson?
Again, I've still got a lot of work, and I'm excited to face it head on, to keep finding the little areas, the defects, the small ones and the big ones, because I think they're small, but it turns out they're big, and to just keep uncovering them and digging down into them and fixing them and turning that negative defect around to a positive, and to just keep growing and getting better. Because as I grow and mature and learn and heal, hopefully I can be a light and help someone else who's maybe gone through something like I've been through.
Anybody else? What did you learn from this lesson? Anybody have anything they'd like to say on that? Okay, Lori, what's your takeaway?
I'm still getting used to the pain being worth it. It was a lot of pain, and I never thought I'd ever get to the point where it was almost worth it. But I'm still, it's starting to become worth it.
Great. Thank you for your thoughts and your reflection today. All right. Any comments from anybody? Thanks, Lori, for your comments, and Tommy, thanks for your comments.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And what do we got for next week? You just laid it on
Overcoming loneliness.
overcoming loneliness, and that is Robert. Okay, overcoming loneliness.
And Vanessa will do the questions.
All right. Okay. Thanks, everybody. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May His face shine upon you and give you His peace. And we'll see you next week.